Alright, we should be live. Back. I took the pre-release weekend off, more or less. I did some, Final Fantasy VII streaming the other day, but... Anyway, we're working on the infamous Cruelclaw as our new commander build. I will not be doing the stupid 99 lands Cruelclaw, whatever the one spell is that wins the game with him, if you cascade into it immediately, because that's not fun. That's not even kind of fun for me. I remember that with Marilyn the Morn song, and yeah, we can do better. And we will do better. We will build a fun deck that completely crushes our opponent's hopes and dreams. So, pre-release was fun. I did win the largest event that I played in, had 5 rounds, and I did manage to 5-0 that one, so that was pretty cool. Had infinite removal. I was white-black. I had 2 Jolly Gerbils with the make an opponent sack their biggest creature, and then you can raise dead by gifting them a card, and that's hilarious when you give your opponent a card and you get to draw. I didn't ever get to draw 2 cards raise dead my guy, but it was still pretty fun. I had a few other gift cards in there that were good, but I had the Forage, Hero's Downfall, and the kill a creature, either I lose 2 life or I gift them a food, and 2 of the sack their biggest guy, and the Coyote, and I think some other removal. The deck was just jam-packed with every removal that wasn't Starfall or Season of Loss. And then at the top end, I had Maher, its Feathers Knight, and that was some good times. The 4-round one, I did lose the first round and then rallied and won the next 3 rounds to get 3rd, but that one was also fun. I had the Rotmouth Snake and some other cards. I forget what that deck actually was. I think it was red-black aggro, but it topped off with the Snake, and the Snake is just so dumb if it's not killed immediately. The only thing I lost to was a deck that played 5 prowess creatures in the first 5 turns of the game. 4 prowess creatures in the first 5 turns of the game, and then cast 3 spells on turn 5. So, that was... They had, the otter that makes things cheaper, and the otter that if its power is 3 or greater, you can copy spells, and the one that gets counters, and then they cast some 3 instant / sorceries in the same turn, and I died. That was one of the games that I lost to them. The other game that I lost to them was very similar to that, and I won the one game where I was on the play and just ran them over real quick. And day 2, I didn't do as well, but my brother opened 3 Season of Loss in the same sealed pool, so that was... Yeah. My only loss that round was to him, but, that, I would, everybody lost to him, so that's not really a thing. And then the last round, I did not do particularly well, and I was 0-2 at the end of it, I think. So, but it was only 3 rounds, there were only 4 of us there, so, and we didn't even bother with the 3rd round, so I was 0-2, and then everybody was yeah, we're kind of done now. I'm okay. The other 2 people didn't really want to do the 3rd round, and I'm I'm down for it, I just want to play Magic at this point, so I got 4th out of 4. Can't see me doing the 2 thumbs up, but... So yeah, that was my pre-release weekend. So I had a really good run with Maher and removal deck, and that was really fun. Did not get to do... The closest I got to doing the frog thing was I stole somebody else's frog while I had the mana, the Blinky Frog, the pay mana to blink another creature at sorcery speed. I stole that while having access to both blue and green mana at the time. I forget if it was... I might have had the mascot. I don't think I was also blue-green. Maybe I was, but I wasn't really doing, like, good frog stuff. It just happened to have good blue and green cards at the time. But I did have the mana to blink my guys with their thing once I stole it, so... Maybe I was 3-color. That sounds more accurate. I might have been 3-color because none of my, like, cards had super synergy, so I just had to go with good stuff. And obviously stealing one of their guys. I didn't even give them the card, I just took their guy and left it tapped for 3 turns because blinking it for value was way too good. Like, blinking all of my other stuff for value was way too good. I did have the, I was definitely in blue because of the steal, but I also had the frog that has offspring and stuns a creature, so blinking that repeatedly was good times. Anyway. So, when last we left off, we had just finished Origins, and since it's Magic Fallout, not just Fallout on Gatherer, this one is up next, so we'll do that one, and then Conspiracy, like Magic the Gathering, comma Conspiracy, or colon Conspiracy. Dash Conspiracy. Okay. Alright, enters the battlefield with 5 1/1 counters on it if damage would be dealt to it. While it has a 1/1 counter on it, prevent that damage, remove that many 1/1 counters, and give each player rad counters. No. Took forever to get to the part where it's like, no, I don't want this one. Menace, attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each other rogue and or snake. Put a menace counter on another target creature, it becomes a rogue in addition to its other types. I mean, I am a rogue, right? I'm a rogue, or am I a mercenary weasel? Mercenary weasel, not a rogue. Got it. Alright. Another creature. Baby Ashley. Hello, welcome to the channel. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose Magic is still my favorite game. Not as in love with it as I have been over the past 30 years. Bloomburrow's helping, though. Whenever a creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on Feral Ghoul. Dies each opponent. Yeah, we don't care about the rad counter things. That's a zombie or a mutant gets +X/+X, and he has Undying. No. Flying can't block, deals damage. Yeah, still don't care about rad counters. Still don't care about rad counters. About 30 years now. Squad Menace. Nope. Screeching Score Beast is Flying Menace. Attacks, each player gets the 2 counters. That many 2/2 black mutant zombie creature tokens? No. Choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness, destroy the chosen creatures. Nope. Yeah, still don't want rad counters. Squad 2 enters the battlefield. Each player sacrifices a creature. Acquired mutation. +2/+2 and is goaded. Attacks, defending, but no. No more rad counters. It's fine. Magic is a very complicated game and it takes a while to get used to, but there are plenty of people out there that are just starting out, and there are also a lot of players that will help players that are starting out. I'm a little bad at helping people that are brand new to the game. That's not really my strong suit. I'm good at helping people that have gotten a foothold in the game get better. But trying to actually help players get into the game is not my strong suit. Sultron Dominator enters the battlefield, get 2 energy. Artifact creature you control attacks, pay an energy. No. Deals 5 damage to any target. If excess damage is dealt this way, create that many tap treasures. Double Strike Trample. Deals combat damage to a player, create a junk token. No. Creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on it. Junk tokens. 3 less to cast if a creature died this turn. Enchant creature enters the battlefield. Untap each creature you control if it's your main. Okay, so this won't actually work if we cascade into if we cascade into it off of Cruelclaw, since it will still be in the middle of combat. Would have been cool if it just gave us an extra attack step immediately with him, but does not work that way. Attacks. If it's modified, yeah, it's not gonna happen. No to that one. Destroy target artifact, create 4 treasures, deal 8 damage to each creature, each player gets 4 rad counters. Nope. Enters the battlefield, choose target opponent, you get amount of energy equal to number of non-basic lands, pay 4 energy, destroy target non-basic land. No. No, I haven't gotten around to any of that sort of thing. Streaming is mostly a hobby for me right now. Um, like, I have people for doing artwork when I need it, but if it's not anything that I actually need at the time, then I don't bother. Like, I have, like, my emotes and whatnot from when I actually made affiliate, but I don't have, like, the other stuff at, like, the bottom of the page underneath the streaming screen and whatnot. Enters the battlefield for each graveyard with an instant or sorcery. Exile target instant or sorcery card from that graveyard. 2 more cards are exiled this way. Choose one of them at random and copy it. Nope. Gets +1/+1. Equipped creature attacks. You get 2 energy. Pay 2 energy. Nope. Enters the battlefield. Destroy up to 1 target artifact. Eh. Rosie makes junk, right? Yep. Infiltrator is another energy card. Would also let me play the top card, but we're gonna have too many expensive things, so. Dies, create a junk token? No. Non-land cards from your hand. Each of those cards has the same mana value as another card revealed this way. Create a treasure token. Nope. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, make a junk token. No. Beginning of your upkeep, exile top 2 cards. No. Definitely not. Enters the battlefield or attacks, you lose 1 life and create a junk token. Or a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on it. Nope. Tax, create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasures, gain control of target creature for as long as I control Kellogg. Activate only as a sorcery. Legate Lanius. Each opponent sacrifices a 10th of their. Right, the Decimator. Sacrifices a creature. Choose a creature at random. You gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it, gains haste, then destroy all other creatures. Nope. Don't need the behemoth. Don't need any of the bobbleheads, honestly. Yeah, don't care about that thing. Don't need the land fortifier. Not sending this thing on quests. Not casting enough auras or equipment. Need the equipment. Don't need the vending machine. Draw a card, discard a card, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Untap up to 2 target lands. Equips for 2. Probably not. So the Silver Shroud saves Cruelclaw from target removal the first time, then makes him unblockable to get him through. It's not great to cascade into. It's not any way to give him haste either. Like, I would rather have Boots or Greaves to give him haste to make sure he's attacking the turn he comes down for that. Don't need the Survivor's Kit. Power Armor. Diamond City. Guess one, probably not. Junktown. And the military base. Alright, so that was all of those. Alright, on to Conspiracy then. Don't need Fight of the Black Rose. Reprints. Don't need Coercive Portal. Definitely don't need Coercive Portal. Everybody's gonna vote to blow up my stuff. Oh no. No, silly bot trying to sell me views. You may not. May not do that here. Play with you now. Enters with X11 counters on it. With power less than or equal to Grenzo's power. So Grenzo's a terrible hit off of Cruelclaw, because we can never pay X that way. And that's about it, though. Like, once he's actually in play, he'd be fine, but yeah. Create a 4/4. Starting with you, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, and a land among the permanents controlled by the player to their left. Destroy each permanent chosen this way. Nope. The Ignition team has the potential to be very small if we hit him early. So I kind of want my things that I randomly run into early to be huge doomsday weapons, if at all possible. Like, we're already going to have to run some number of cheap spells like interaction and ways to get our commander online faster. I was considering the monarchy with him, right? Oh no, this is Dethrone, not the monarchy. Never mind. Right, this is the original Conspiracy. I'm thinking it's like the Tyrant where I get an extra turn. No, sorry. Scourge of the Throne made me think it was a monarchy card. The throne part. There's additional cost to cast the spell. 3 damage to each creature. No. No, I'm good with not killing Cruelclaw randomly. Without killing everything else. Alright, so that was Conspiracy. After Conspiracy comes March of the Machine. Okay, can't run Aether Blade, don't need the Scrap Chomper. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. So this might actually be fine. We definitely have the makings of a good Reanimator shell to build around, since Cruelclaw lets us discard cards to cast the spells. That'll let us set up for an Archpriest, and if we're getting through with Cruelclaw and we put the 1/1 counter on him from casting the Shadow Priest, then we'll also get a creature back that turn without having to force the Archpriest through, like give it haste and force it through, so I think we're good there. It's at least worth considering. Plus it's repeatable, so that's always good. Human Warlock for from the battlefield. Yeah, don't really need the Ashen Reaper. Awaken the Maelstrom. Artisan. The first time each turn, create a treasure token. Let's see. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Deals X damage to target opponent or battle. And you gain X life, where X is the sacrifice permanent's mana value. So she's a temporary reanimator. She also lets us turn our large things that we've cascaded into direct damage. She isn't terrible. To target opponent or battle, and I gain X life, where X is the sacrifice permanent's mana value. The problem is I don't really want to use her most of the time unless I'm going to be killing the opponent or, saving myself, or the creature is about to die anyway. So not necessarily the best. The other side doesn't let the creature live if we don't have a sacrifice outlet, and I'm not planning on running a bunch of those. We don't have any aristocrats type things going on, so yeah, I think we pass on Ayara. Reach the multiverse. It's a fine card in our deck given what we're doing, but it's also like if we hit the breach, then we have a chance to cast all of our opponent's things, since we're not going to be allowed to use Atali for similar effects. So yeah, it's true. Hitting breach early on with our commander has the chance to just do what we're already doing, but even worse. So, assuming the opponents have good stuff for us to hit. Otherwise, it's actually worse than just hitting one of our good spells. Although it will set up for any reanimator stuff that we weren't already doing, so. Sorcery. And good. Cast instant sorcery spell, copy it, +2 add mana, +1 exile top 5 cards of your library, cast instant sorcery spells, -X deal X damage to each of up to 2 targets. Fine, not amazing. Don't need the Crag Smasher Yeti. Don't think I need any of these battles other sides. Super sad he's got Phyrexian green mana. I'm super sad when I want to run him in a deck, and absolutely relieved when I'm playing against other decks that are already doing this kind of thing, and I know they can't also have the Flip Atali in them. Furnace Gremlins, no. Furnace Host Charger, Gloomfang Marauder. Phyrexians you control get... no. Not running enough of them for that. Hoarding Broodlord. I mean, I'm okay with cascading / reanimating a Demonic Tutor. The only downside to this is that it doesn't go to my hand, which is sometimes a good thing, but when I want to be able to discard cards to set up reanimator shenanigans, and I'm planning on putting cards in the graveyard, and my commander needs cards in my hand to use his ability, putting the card in exile where it's safe from discard isn't the best thing in the world. This is a dragon. Just a dragon. 7/6. Dies Incubate 3. Has Swamp Cycling? No. Into the Fire is not terrible, but also not great. It doesn't kill our commander if I needed to sweep away a lot of little creatures by itself, and I will have hands where I just don't want any of the cards there, but that's kind of what our commander is for anyway, so... I don't think I need Invasion of Mercadia. Have to double check what the Flamewright does, but I have to believe we don't actually need him. Depth Guard, no. Spell Spear, no. Discard a card, make 2 1/1s. Creatures you control get +1 power and haste. Yeah, I don't think so. Don't need Marchesa. Useless Repurposing, no. Warcrafting. Don't need Ortheon. Antua, no. Pylon, I don't think so. Greatsword, Rampaging Raptor, no. Deals combat damage to a player, choose one. Each player creates a treasure token. Each player sacrifices a creature. If a source would deal damage to a player in battle this turn, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Eh. Casting its second main isn't great, and it's not particularly impressive beginning either. Like, making Cruelclaw himself deal 2 extra damage is whatever. And our other things are all haymakers, so they probably don't need that 2 damage. Unless they really, really do somehow. Don't need Shatter the Source. Sholdred's fine, not anything essential. Another creature or artifact? No. Instant or sorcery with mana value 2 or less? Nope. Revelation. Don't need Aurabrask. Iron Thrillseeker, no. Okay. So that was March. Next up is March. This is the commander, this is the bonus sheet, this is the aftermath, right? Yeah, okay. Because it's like Multiversal Legends or something. Legends of the Multiverse. Either way, it's alphabetically after the commander set. Alright, Infernal Sovereign. Flying Trample, skip your draw step. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, you draw a card and you lose a life. Yeah, there are going to be times where I just can't cast the spells in my hand, so nope. Don't need any of the talents. Enters or attacks, mill 2 cards and incubate X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. No. If I didn't want Grave Titan, I don't want Blight Titan. For the same reason. Like, it's, for the most part, I guess the tokens can be huge, but I feel like the Grave Titan is just more consistent, and the go wide nature of it without requiring any further mana investment is a bit better. Obviously, there are going to be times where just having him is fine. Like, you're getting 1 giant body each turn instead. Shuffle your library as many times as you choose. Exile the top card of your library. If the total mana value of the cards exiled this way is 13 or less, you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana cost. So if we hit this off of Cruelclaw, we shuffle our deck, and then we get a rebuy at it. And if we're careful about it, we might get 2 spells. We're probably not going to get 2 spells. A lot of my things are going to cost like 7+ mana, so like trying to actually hit like somewhere in the 12 to 13 range is going to be difficult. And it's even worse to draw than like one of the big reanimator targets or one of the really balmy spells. So we can't even discard it. When this creature attacks, for each attacking modified creature you control. Yeah, we're not modifying stuff. Cast their first spell each turn. They create a treasure token. Whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, deal 1 damage to that player. Nope. Don't need Uncivil Unrest. It's a sword. It's a living weapon. And Ichor Elixir. Okay. March. Now for the Aftermath. Oops. Let's see. Creature enters attacks or enters attacking. Pay red and 1. You may put a creature with mana value less than that creature's mana value from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So in order for Arnie to do his thing, I need to already have a big creature out, and then I get to sneak attack the other big creature in. I think I'd rather just have sneak attack at that point for 1 extra mana, being completely honest. Does combat damage to a player if it has fewer than 4 1/1 counters on it. Demonic Tutors, no. Like, it's fine, but no. Plot out. Battle Oni. Don't need Karn. I'm gonna have some number of dragons, but they're not the focal point, so I don't think I need the Warmonger. Baron is vampire focused. Obnixilis is each lose exactly 1 life, put a 1/1 counter on him, exile a top card of your library, you may play that card. Nope. Player exiles the top card of their library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the other cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. The rest of the cards just stay exiled forever. And not terrible, but also not great. Handling, no, and Urborg Scavengers. Alright. Aftermath. Masterpiece, Masterpiece, Masters Editions. Arcadian Masks. Battle Squadron. Black Market. Is there anything particularly terrifying if we just, cascaded into it super early? Probably not the 7/5. 5/5 Swamp Walk. Does tutor for mercenaries. Sure, Cruelclaw would appreciate that. But no. I suppose not. Haven. Colonial Guard, no. Conspiracy. Official. Craigsarian, no. I know it's Mercadian Mass and it doesn't have a ton of good stuff in it, but where's like my one big scary creature I could cascade into? Has a ton of good stats and is overcosted. A robber, hired giant, Nation. I don't need negotiations, don't need larceny. Yeah, probably don't need Monkey Cage. Cascade into that. Somebody makes a token creature real quick. I get nothing. Except whatever value I got from discarding the one card from my hand. Probably don't need Pulverize, and I'm going to be running some number of artifacts, so I don't feel the need to blow up all of our opponent's thing, or all of my things to get rid of all of our opponent's things. Much rather run something that can blow up multiple artifacts I don't control. Alright, this is where we get Squee. And since our commander needs to keep discarding cards, for the times where we don't want to discard anything else, Squee is super helpful. So, Mercadian Masks. Got the R. All the other letters don't matter. And probably didn't matter anyway. Squee, Goblin, Nabob. And this is 2 and a red for a Goblin. Does he get an extra title? Did they retroactively give him one? No. Okay. Doesn't get like Goblin Noble or Goblin Advisor or something. Okay. Beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice unless you sacrifice a land. Players can't play lands. Eh. No to Thieves Auction. Really need Two-Headed Dragon. Yeah, don't need Unnatural Hunger, Volcanic Wind. Rexes the number of creatures on the battlefield as you cast the spell. Nope. And no. Okay, but we got Squee, so that's something at least. Alright, after Mercadian Masks comes Mirage. Prison, no. Making, no. Yeah, cascading into the big expensive spells doesn't help if they also have big expensive activated abilities. Ashen Powder. Fury, no. Builder's Bane with its X in the casting cost. Becomes blocked. Oh, right, cuts the creature's power in half. No. Cinder Cloud, no. Flying X tap deals X damage to target creature. Spend only red mana on X. Meh. I think it's fine. It's a big angry flying dragon after that, but still meh. We can do better. Tap target creature that player controls. The creature deals damage equal to its power to that player. Prevent all combat damage will be dealt to and dealt by the creature this turn. Dwarven Miner, Emberwild Thief, no. Trip, no. Forsaken Waste, Goblin Scouts, Tinkerer, Hammer, no. Harbinger, no. I need Illicit Auction. Purge. It's X in the casting cost, so no. Search my library for 5 cards, exile them face down, pile, shuffle your library, or shuffle the pile, then shuffle your library. The next time you withdraw a card this turn, instead put the top card of the exiled pile into its owner's hand. Phyrexian Purge, Tribute new, Urborg new. Destroy target plains and target white creature, or target island and target blue creature. Nope. Green creatures. Sewer rats, or shallow grave. Endbringer new. Good old Spirit of the Night. Flying, trample, haste, pro black, and first strike when attacking. Probably not. It's a spirit, pro red, and deals 1 damage to each creature without. No, Tika's Dragon. This is not the deck for you. Dragons, the Claw, good old Withering Boon if I want it. I always kind of want it. There are a lot of creatures that have value just by getting cast, just by coming into play, that a removal spell doesn't undo, but at the same time, having a reactive removal spell getting top decked instead of a proactive one is also really bad, so. Alright, that brings us to Mirrodin. Oh man, we're almost to the modern Horizon sets. Yeah, go ahead, search for Mirrodin. That's why I clicked on it. Killing me. Now, can we please search for... There we go. Altar of Shadows. Yeah, it takes 7 mana to get a charge counter on it, so cascading into it literally does nothing at first. And then we need 7 mana to activate it, so I think not. I don't need Bosch for anything. I don't need Betrayal of Flesh. Artifact creature or enchantment enters its controller, chooses target permanent. No. No, I would not like to give away my cool stuff and take your bad stuff that you were able to cast. Disciple. Duplicant's fine, not amazing. The problem is an early Duplicant is just going to hit things that are tiny most of the time. So, yes, it exiles our opponent's thing, but that's basically all it does. Like, then I've got like a 2-2 or a 1-3 or something, because I don't get the utility effect out of it. I don't need Incite War, Irradiate. I don't need any members of the Krark clan here. Do want Lightning Greaves, so here it in. Greaves. It's 2 for an artifact. A Mask of Memory, the Megatog, no. Mind's Eye is not a terrible one to cascade into. We're not paying for it. Probably get to draw a bunch of cards. Even, like, unless we actually haste up our commander with no extra mana available on turn 3, attack with him, connect, and cast this, we should be able to draw cards on the other player's turns. Okay, so Mind's Eye is a 5-drop artifact. I'll consider it at least. might not have room for it, and we do have what was it, Staff of Nin already, and some other similar card draw engines, so we might not want this one also, or we might want this one instead of one of those. Like, it does require some investment of mana, but past that, I think we're fine. Yeah, I don't need any of these things that are, like, any of the affinity for artifacts unless they're so powerful to begin with that just cheating them out instead of having to worry about bypassing their obscenely high casting cost works out for us. Yeah, we probably need an Oblivion Stone in case some enchantments get out of hand. Obviously other permanent types too, but even with black finally starting to get enchantment based removal for enchantments, not enchantment based removal, but enchantment removal. It's still not very good aside from Feed the Swarm, so if you cast it from your hand, destroy all non-artifact, non-black creatures. If it was just if you cast it, I forget how you were casting it from other locations before now, where you were actually considered to be casting the spell, but as opposed to just cheating them into play. Don't need Skeleton Shard. The Slits. Sad Robot, no. There's some very, very slight temptation to play a card like Time Sifter, since I'm planning on running so many expensive cards anyway. It does have a much higher chance to give me an extra turn, but it's also very random and haphazard. Like, if I have a land pocket on top after getting this thing into play, and I can't, somebody else takes the extra turn, and then I'm never attacking with Cruelclaw in order to cascade through that land pile, then I just lose because I cast a spell. Because I chose to put the spell in my deck and cast it, there were 2 lands on top of my deck, I just lose the game instead of winning, and that seems terrible, so. Yeah, I don't need a World Slayer. That's a bit much. Alright, so after Mirrodin, it's gonna act up again. Mirrodin besieged. And it looks like we'll be able to stop there and pick up with the Modern Horizon sets next time. Yeah, no X spells. Good old Blightsteel Colossus. It is indestructible. The only thing I would have to worry about is cascading into him and then having him get stolen and punch me in the face real quick. That's about it. L-I-G-H-L Colossus. This is 12 for a Phyrexian Golem. 11. Passive Bolt. Listed Warzone. No Dark Steel Plate, I think. Like, I like Cruelclaw having indestructible. I think that would be cool, but it's not essential. Also, if he's not killing at least one of the creatures blocking him, then giving him indestructible isn't allowing him to attack, so I will consider Into the Core, since we don't have access to green or white for, like, being able to destroy basically any permanent. Combined with our black, we're actually going to need cards that destroy certain card types, and I do think that Into the Core is one of the better. If you need to just get rid of artifacts specifically, Into the Core is one of my favorite cards because it gets around all of the stuff that would otherwise be problematic. Do we want the Massacre Worm? It's fine. Like, it's really good if somebody gets off to an early creature token start, or if they haven't Anthem their creature tokens yet. We get to slam a Massacre Worm. Probably better off with Demon of Dark Schemes for that, though. Yeah, don't need any of these Phyrexians. Psychosis Crawler. Sangromancer. Slagstorm. I have no ways to sacrifice the Spine for any kind of value, so I don't think we need that. I guess it's nice to cascade into a Vindicate that theoretically has more value later on, but don't really need Thopter Assembly. Alright, so just past the 50-minute mark, so I think that'll be fine. I am randomly off today, because we needed off for the pre-release weekend, and one of the other store managers needed off, like, some other days. Our schedules are a bit wonky, so I am going to be home later today. So I'm probably just going to try and finish off Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, though. So that way it's done before Bloomburrow comes out. But yeah, it's going to do it for me for right now, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.